Boom! I'm back. Probably one of the last before the sun goes down. To anybody listening, the Mossman has snipped more people's hangout than anybody else on YouTube. Why would anyone have him on their show? He's been here 3 years with no motives. Speak well of the Potato Crew. Has been spitting the same lines for 3 years. But yet he wants you and everybody to believe he's not paid to do what he does. I beg to differ. There is no way somebody would sit on YouTube for 20 hours and not get paid. Anybody that allows him to speak needs to have ops. If you do not have OS on your computer, have OS. If you don't have operating system on your, he will take over the controls of your Hangout, kick all the guests out, and then the host, and you will have 5 minutes of fame more than likely. He will put porn on your channel and you will no longer be able to live stream for 3 months. Words to the wise. Have OS on your computer before you have this guy on your channel, or you will no longer have a channel. Ask around, you'll get the same story from just about anybody. Had a great show. I was proud to be here. I was very proud to have you again, my bro, for sure. Big up, Glenn, Flat Earth, Vancouver, BC, aka Flat Earth, Vancouver, BC, or Flat Earth is a call. He has many channels. Another comment from Shalong here. Such wisdom, very lucky to have this record on the internet. This info is truly timeless. I feel there's a need to get this info out to the wider public. It needs to be there. I did not realize how deep the psyop goes from the construct, language, rituals, etc. You kids will look back and have a record of the man who is their father and be very moved at your message. Given the deceitful times we live in, seriously, it's a disaster how everything, as you say, from the flowers to nature, has been pissed and defined through the deliberate inculcation. A lot of things has been done for the deliberate inculcation. I get annoyed that science always trying to take the clothes of nature and expose her. Then tell everyone about her inner workings. There's no dignity. There's an automatic program they have us doing without even realizing it, which is to pull apart and break apart everything to try to recreate and manipulate the ultimate God complex. I must admit, I'm glad you're back. I started to slip into the new age gift and glamour of astrology and the NWO propaganda train with Santos. You put it into perspective. We are going from NASA Globalize and a 20-year daily mind control program at school to a new age model of worshipping the occult storytellers. That's all they are. Nothing they say is in reality. We are doing it all over again. Like Fiona said, we take our indoctrinations with us wherever we go, and this is why we are always having the same problems. It's so deep and it's so insidious. I work in a warehouse in Melbourne, Australia, and I feel like I too am being warehoused. A life lost. That's how I feel, and in the end, I have nothing, just broken dreams. I also find it hard to meet women because they too are so far gone and obsessed with the material. It's like a really bad time to be in the city, including the fact I feel like I'm living in an Asian country. It's really a con job when all the system wants is control. They will destroy a country's culture and pride to maintain the divide and conquer control the information paradigm. Seriously, it's a worry. All they want is obedient people, and if you're not having slaves, children, they will get people who will. As a kid, I thought there was an honor with being an Australian. But now I see it as a piece of paper. The whole thing is a giant control fraud. The third world are happy to support it. Change will not happen as easily because of the multicultural, I believe. I feel they did this deliberately. Anyway, I have so many thoughts after this new vid. Very grateful and thanks. It would be a lot easier if you would put on an ego. Chose a topic to begin to be someone else. But you've never have. I respect that. You are willing to put your face out there and stand behind what you say without caving in or being sorry to anyone. You take the hard road and I can see possible negative things that may come your way. So from me, thank you. To me, you both are just normal. A breath of fresh air in this otherwise stale room. Peace and much love to you both and your family. Much respect, bye. And then Windomayo replied to him, that's a really nice reply, Shalom. Aha, that name too funny. But aren't they all? I sense your appreciation and insight, and it shows your depth of awareness. You're lucky you are seeing it now. You're not that far away from OutThere and Fiona, so maybe you could join them. It may not be easy to go through the deprogramming at first. Oh, I forgot to print the rest. Here Shalom come back again. This is exactly what someone would say that has your best interest at heart. OutThere has great knowledge. I like Santos, however, OutThere is right on. I heard a long time ago the occultists and WO want all private property gone. No money, the same stuff Santos pushes. The same stuff Santos pushes. Yeah, I don't know about Santos. I always appreciated the guy. Always appreciated, love him. I had a great, really great moment with Santos, and I would welcome him again on the Truman Show. I have other stuff to ask him. He still have a great knowledge, Santos. Make no mistake, it is of the occult NASA 2.0. How can they know so much about something that they have not smelled, touched, and is an illusion but base faith on all these constructs? I'm very amused with Santos, but I use my discernment. It's the new age, and exactly what they have planned, going from one occult of the globe to another full of man-made, faith-based esoteric BS, reality already. Nature is all we need. We don't even need language because we have learned the language of the occult. English is the most deceptive, manipulative language there is, and is the easiest way to have several meaning for things. Legalize. People are so gullible. We know 99% of what Santos says is BS. Come on, Mars, Jupiter does not even know if they're planets or luminaries. This is the same hocus pocus he accuses the Jesuit of. Astrology was the first stage of the conspiracy to change man. Rock on, OutThere. It's a pity people can see past their indoctrination. Example, how a person appears, presents, all that shallow stuff. Peace, OutThere. You can talk a lot, but you're a fatherly figure, which is what people need to hear the hard truth, just like our loved ones would say to us, and we would disagree with them. But we know after years in the jungle, You were right all along. Good to see you're back.